The audacity. I still remember the way she looked at me, head tilted slightly, lips curled into that smug half-smile people wear when they think they're better than you. Her eyes flicked over my dress, my shoes, my quiet confidence, and she laughed softly like I was a joke she didn't even need to finish. "Oh honey," she said sweetly, dripping with fake pity, "you probably can't even afford to step foot on a private jet like mine." The room went quiet. I didn't flinch. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I smiled. Then I reached into my purse and handed her my business card. The same business card that was attached to the ownership papers of that jet. Her face drained of color so fast I thought she might faint. And that was the moment karma clocked in for her shift. But before I tell you how a lying influencer, a cheating husband, and a stolen lifestyle all came crashing down in one night, let me take you back to where this story really began. My name is Vanessa Thompson. 3 years before that dinner party, I was living what I thought was the perfect life. But the truth is, my success didn't come easy. I wasn't born into money. I wasn't handed connections. I wasn't anyone's lucky break. I grew up in the projects. I grew up watching my mother wake up before sunrise, tie her hair back, and leave the house exhausted before the day even started. 3 jobs. Sometimes 4. All just to keep the lights on and food on the table. I learned early that nobody was coming to save us. So I made a promise to myself. I would never depend on anyone for survival. Not a man. Not a system. Not luck. I kept that promise. I built my tech company from nothing, literally nothing. A garage. A second-hand laptop. Coffee cups stacked higher than my confidence some nights. I taught myself coding. I failed. I tried again. I slept on the floor when rent money went into software upgrades. And slowly, something clicked. By the time I was 32, my company specialized in security systems for major corporations. 8-figure annual revenue. Contracts that required non-disclosure agreements thicker than college textbooks. And let me tell you something, being a young black woman in tech means you don't just work hard. You work twice as hard for half the credit while people wait for you to slip. But I didn't slip. I worked smart. Every dollar stayed in my name. Every asset under my control. Every decision was mine. That's important. Remember that. I met Michael at a business conference. He was tall, handsome, smooth, confident in that I sell ideas for a living kind of way. He worked in sales, made decent money, nothing close to mine, but I didn't care. What I cared about was that he didn't seem intimidated by my success. Or at least, that's what I thought at the time. He said all the right things. He said he admired my drive. He said he loved my ambition. We dated for 2 years before getting married. And for the first 3 years of marriage, everything looked perfect. That's when I bought my dream. Signing the papers for my private jet was one of the proudest moments of my life. A Gulfstream G450. White exterior. Cream leather interior. Italian marble bathroom. Custom conference table. Upgraded entertainment system. $12 million. Worth every penny. To me, that jet wasn't about showing off. It was about freedom. About time. About not standing in TSA lines after closing million-dollar deals. Michael was proud, or so it seemed. He posted photos online. Bragged to friends. Told everyone we bought a jet. I didn't correct him. I thought we were a team. I was wrong. The changes were subtle at first. Late nights. Phone calls taken in other rooms. A sudden phone password. When I asked playfully, he snapped defensively. Why don't you trust me? Why are you acting paranoid? Cheaters love flipping the script. Then came the credit card statements. Restaurants I'd never been to. Jewelry I'd never received. A hotel in Miami when he said he was in Atlanta. I didn't want to see it. I was busy expanding the business. Forbes features. New contracts. Growth everywhere. I told myself he was stressed. Until the night the truth punched me in the chest. It was a Tuesday. I finished work early and decided to surprise Michael at his favorite steakhouse. I wore a dress he loved. I wanted us back. Then I saw him. In a corner booth. Feeding another woman dessert with the same spoon he once used for me. She was young. Blonde. Instagram perfect. Laughing too loud. Touching his arm. I stood there for 30 seconds. 30 seconds watching my marriage die. Then I walked out. That night, I hired a private investigator. Within a week, I had everything. Photos. Receipts. Hotel bookings. Her name was Brittany Collins. Brittany was exactly who you'd expect. Aspiring influencer. 15,000 followers. No real job. Studio apartment. Leased BMW. Entire personality built on coffee photos and gym selfies. 3 weeks later, Michael told me he needed space. He moved out. I didn't confront him. I prepared. I separated assets. Locked down finances. Briefed my lawyers. The jet stayed untouched. I wanted to see what he'd do. 2 months later, my phone started blowing up. Screenshots. Brittany on my jet. Calling it her jet. Talking about her empire. Touring my custom interior. Posting my business trips as her own. Then came the post that pushed me over the edge. She wrote about how people who couldn't afford private jets just weren't working hard enough. That's when I knew. This wasn't just disrespecting me. She was mocking everyone who actually earned their success. My friend Lisa hosted monthly dinners for successful women. She invited Brittany. Didn't mention me. I arrived late on purpose. Brittany was already lying. Talking about her consulting firm. Bragging about her jet. Using my life as her script. I listened quietly. Then I walked in. I asked questions. Maintenance costs. Crew salaries. Hangar fees. She didn't know a thing. Then I handed her my business card. She read it. And everything collapsed. I stood up and said calmly, "Oh honey, you probably can't even afford to step foot on a private jet like mine." The room exploded. Within 24 hours, her Instagram was gone. Michael was served divorce papers. He walked away with $15,000. I kept everything else. 6 months later, they broke up. Today, I'm richer, stronger, flying private. The best revenge isn't loud. It's documented. And if you try to steal someone else's life, make sure the owner isn't sitting across from you, with receipts.